Hey noobs, I am trying so hard to make this filming setup work, but it's just... Today I want to talk about my first year of being vegan. So my vegan anniversary is April 23rd, and I just want to tell you guys kind of what I've learned over the past year and what has changed. So let's jump in. Before I get started though, I want to give a shout out to this beautiful tapestry right here that is hanging at a weird angle because I don't have any room on my dorm walls for it. But luckily I'm moving out and hopefully moving off campus by next semester. I am working with Society6, which is a company that collaborates with artists to get their work shown and sold to the world. So an artist made this beautiful re-illustration of this classic Bernie picture, and it was my favorite, but I seriously love that website. There is unlimited amounts of graphics to choose from, and it's really cool because the artists obviously get commission for everything that they sell, whether it is a tapestry or a mug or a t-shirt or a blanket or a print. So it's a really, really awesome website. It was so hard for me to pick because I love this. And here's a few of my other favorites. It's the best. I can't wait to actually be able to hang this tapestry on a wall. But for right now, it's hanging back there, and let's jump back into the video. Thank you, Society6. I'm so stoked. So, 1 year of being vegan. A lot of the videos that I've seen of people talking about their first year of being vegan are about their weight loss or weight gain. And really, I haven't seen much of a change with my body, and I don't think it's due to my diet. I haven't been working out, and I need to do that. But going vegan, my motivation was not to lose weight, it was just to eat better. So that's why I haven't really been worried about losing or gaining weight. But if you saw this hurts my legs so badly. If you saw my video, yes, I've gained weight. Yes, I've gained weight, but only a little bit, and I don't blame it on my vegan diet. I think it's just due to growing up, but that's another video. Second thing that people usually ask me was, how was the transition? Was it difficult? For me, I low-key went vegan April 23rd, 2015. And I wanted to just test it out for about a week to see if I could do it, to see if I'd feel a little bit different, but I didn't announce it to anybody because I didn't want to be like, hey, I'm going vegan just for a week. Because I feel like, what's the point in announcing that if it's not going to be permanent, you know? But yeah, after the week was up, I wanted to continue, especially after I watched a few documentaries and learned more about veganism. And here I am now. It really hasn't been as hard as I thought it was. It can be kind of daunting to imagine this huge lifestyle change or go like, I'm never gonna eat bacon again, and stupid things like that. When really, it's so much more about what you can eat and empowering yourself by making choices that are good for you and the environment and animals. And really, the most joy I get out of it is just the knowledge and the fact that I truly believe that the animal agriculture industry is terrible for the environment and obviously for the millions and billions of animals. But that's another video. So back to my point. For anyone who is worried about the transition, for some people it works better for them to do it in steps. Go vegetarian first, pescatarian, and then slowly get rid of every other animal product. But for me, I just did it cold turkey and it worked pretty well. Not saying that I've been 100% perfect, because I don't think anyone can immediately be the perfect vegan. Over the course of the year, I accidentally ate red beans and rice, which was made with sausage, and I tasted it and I was like, oh no, that's meaty. So sometimes you run into like accidentally eating something that you thought was vegan and then ends up that there's milk or eggs or meat in it, and that's not fun. But it's all about improvement, and even at this point I know there's a lot of other things that I can improve in, but it's been a pretty good year. Yeah, really my favorite part is knowing that every single day that I've been vegan, I have saved a ton of water, a ton of land, a ton of resources, and obviously animal lives that otherwise would have been used if I had been eating animal products, especially at the scale that I was eating them before. I'm gonna move the camera because I'm just dying here. Okay, cool. You can still see Bernie back there. So yeah, especially the amount of animal products that I used to eat them definitely at every meal. I ate multiple servings of meat throughout the day, lots of milk, lots of cheese. So comparing how much usage would have happened over the past year if I hadn't been vegan compared to what it is, that is saving a ton of resources. In case you're interested at the amounts and stuff, I'll try to put some info in the description, but basically it's like astronomical amounts of water, tons and tons of land, because so much land is used literally just to grow the grain and the feed for livestock, and then the livestock need land to graze on, and all of that is so much land. And it's just good to know that my food choices only took up as much land as the plants needed, and then they go to me, and then as much water as it takes to water those plants and go straight to me. There's so many things that I'm trying to like explain. And I guess the last thing that I've been learning / working on is trying to find a balance between being a casual vegan and being like a very outspoken vegan, because obviously vegans have the stereotype of being outspoken and like in your face and like, I haven't mentioned that I'm a vegan in 5 minutes. So that meme kills me. I definitely don't talk about it all the time. I mean, most people in my life know I'm vegan, so I don't have to bring it up at every meal. But when people are interested, I love to talk about it. And you know, day to day, I try not to point things out to people while they're eating meat, because I just think that's rude and that's not gonna be a good way to appeal to them. Like while they're eating a steak, I'm just like, do you know what happened for that steak to be made? But it is hard, because once you have all this knowledge, veganism to me is all about knowledge about your food and how it's made and what you're gonna do with that knowledge. So it is hard to be vegan and not talk about it, because once you know so much about the animal agriculture industry and about veganism, you do want to share it, because I truly believe, and I think all vegans believe, that it's such a positive lifestyle and there are so many pros and so few cons. The only cons I can really think of are like taste preference or inconvenience, and like for other people, like availability of plant-based foods and produce. But other than that, it's all pros to me. So it is hard to find that balance. And I went on a rant on Twitter a few days ago about veganism, which I don't usually do, but sometimes I can be like, oh, veganism is all about love, which I believe it is. I believe at the root of veganism, it's all about love. It's about loving the planet, loving animals. I do feel like I have a lot stronger of a connection to animals now than I used to. And I just see, you know, a thinking, feeling being in all of these animals. And I used to have a disconnect, and I didn't want to think about that. I do want veganism to be about love, and I want people to approach it knowing that it is a loving community at the root. But sometimes I do feel like tough love is necessary to wake people up, because I used to not want to watch like slaughter films and evidence of that, because I did not want to think about it. I wanted to remain ignorant. I literally knew ignorance is bliss. If I watch those videos, I'm not going to be able to enjoy my burger anymore. And then finally I watched the videos and realized this is the truth whether I see it and accept it or not. And I need to realize this is the reality. So what am I going to do with that knowledge? Am I going to ignore it now that I know it, or am I going to act on it and make different choices because of what I know and the fact that I am privileged enough to have choices in my food? Anyway, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions about my veganism experience thus far, or if you guys have any stories to tell, let me know. It's been a good year. Can't wait to be vegan for the rest of forever. Okay, thanks, bye!